All right, hello pool friends, how are you today? So I am standing in front of my pool, but you can't tell. And in today's video, I want to hit a bunch of points for you, concisely tell you all the things that I know in my 4 years of having an above ground pool. I also want to address a couple of comments that have been coming through. Because sometimes they're really interesting, and I try not to get offended or anything, because like really I'm just a rookie, and so yes, a lot of the comments are like, wait, what, this is ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, so I'm standing here for a reason. My pool is back there, okay? So the comment that I got this morning, which I totally get it, I'm gonna like try to pop it up in here, but it said, it's something like, I've always, just perceived above ground pools as trashy, and so I'm like, no, and I get that. I felt that before I moved to Louisiana, and it's so hot, and you have no choice. So the answer to that question, in my opinion, is it depends on if you behave trashy. If you keep your yard trashy, then yeah, your above ground pool is gonna look trashy. But I got sunflowers in front of mine, and we put it in the backyard, and we've tried to train the bushes to grow up so you can't really see it. So it just depends on how you treat your yard. But above ground pools are amazing, and I think we should fight the stigma, because they're so much more affordable for the average person. Your kids can learn how to swim, and that is a valuable life lesson. So that's the first question. Let's go over to the pool and hit the other points today. All right, so here we are in front of the pool. I did get a new ladder, so I'm going to show you that. My old ladder, it has rust on it from when I had a salt pool. So finally got a higher ladder. It's cool. It has like a platform that you're sitting on right now. So the pool's doing really good. We're gonna talk about what I'm doing. There's sand in the pool coming through the filter, but a lovely commenter said I can put a sock or like they have these bags that go over your outflow to catch that sand. But anyways, it's not a lot of sand, and it really doesn't bother me. So we're going to take a look at the pool. I'm going to tell you how much chlorine I'm putting in it. So I have switched from salt water to chlorine. So another big question is, salt or chlorine. Should you do a salt with an above ground pool? And now that I've done both, I was really skeptical, because I started my second season, which is my first real season with a real filter. I started with salt, and I really liked how the salt to chlorine converter that you purchase turns the salt water into chlorine, so you're constantly getting free chlorine entered into your pool when your pump is running. So I really loved that. I really did. But I was actually given an opportunity to have a free pump and try it out, and I'm actually loving it. So I love when things work out like that, because I'm going to be honest, I'm never going to be like, hey, buy this, it's great, and it's not, right? So that is one of my goals, is just to be real about this pool thing. This is season 5. We got this one new in 2020. So this is season 3 with this pool. Yeah. And then we had the other pool for 3 seasons. So, but what happened with the first pool is it had chlorine, and it was back that up. It was salt water, and it had a severe off-level issue of 5 inches, you guys. So I'll link that video if you haven't seen that we just kept it at 5 inches. Do not do that. But the salt water was running off the deep end, and it eventually rusted this bar right here. So if I was saying salt or chlorine, I would go ahead and say chlorine now that I've tried both. It hasn't been too extensive to keep chlorine in the pool. It hasn't been too bad. So I have this little floater, which I need to add some more chlorine to, another tablet. We'll do that together today. But yeah, ooh, that's strong smelling. I have been putting in 1 cup of liquid chlorine every other night. And I am running my filter probably about 18 hours a day now. I give it a break, you know, because everybody needs a break, but I'm trying to run it a lot because it's hot, and I'd rather run my filter more and then put less chlorine so there's less chemicals, if that makes sense. I'd rather eat the electric bill. So that's another big question, is like what kind of filter. So I'll show you my filter. It's a Vevor 1 horsepower, and like I said, I was skeptical because I used my intex pump for years and it was great, but when it gave out on me and I had this opportunity, I was like, okay, well I guess we're not getting salt this year, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah. Alright, I got my bug spray on. So let's look at it. I really do my best to not let it get too messy out here, because I too have this fear of my above ground pool looking trashy. So, and then I have a big gas thing right here, so that is what it is. I'm gonna grab these. These were really pricey, to be honest, $95, but supposed to last me all season. So there's that. I'll put a new one in. Here's my new ladder. So it's a lot taller. It's a 52-incher, and it's still not that stable, but I'll link this one below too if you guys need a new ladder. It was time, and this was the cheapest one that I could find. I'm also cheap. Okay, let's see. My floater's in the pool, but I'm gonna grab one of these and put it in there. They're pretty big and strong. Okay. Okay. So, looking good. I need to do a little manual skimming. Comes the trash guy. Okay. So, I don't have a skimmer. I need one if somebody wants to send me one, but as I said, I'm just cheap. Here's my pump, and I have a chair over it just to kind of keep the rain from directly hitting it. Yeah, that's kind of trashy, right? Okay, so yeah, oh my gosh, there's one trashy thing about my pool. This is my chlorine, my liquid chlorine, and I try to keep that in the shade. It's not in the shade right now. Anyways, that's the pool light that I have. It's really awesome, LED pool light. That's also linked below. This pump is not leaking. It's doing excellent. I'm loving it. Oh, there's my floater. I gotta try to grab it. There's a spider. Ah! Okay. So, but anyways, it has a really strong push. Like, just watch the current hit my floater. Boom. So it is nice and strong. All the leaks are gone. It's getting good pressure. The only thing that I've got going on right now actually is that I have a leak in this, so I am getting a little bit of air in it. And that is why I have it kind of propped up on this chair. Kind of try to take the pressure off. I'm about to make it worse. But anyways, you don't want the air, so I think this one just needs to be tightened a bit, perhaps. But I do see some air running through there, so I just need to get a new tube for this. I need to order that. See, you can see the little crack right there. Maybe even duct tape instead of like packing tape would be better. I told you guys, I'm like the worst. Okay. But my friend Terry said she missed my pool videos, so here we are. So you can see the sand in the inside there in the middle. Oops. Go ahead and grab my thing out. Alright, and just to show you the unlevelness, we got almost 2.5 squares on the high side, and we are up to the top on the deep end. But it's fine, it's stable. I've even got one that's a little lower over there, but you gotta be happy that it's stable and that your legs have pavers underneath them. So watch my other videos if you're gonna set up your pool for my tips, but I'm definitely glad that I put pavers underneath. You can't even see it because the paver actually sunk a little tiny bit. to support your pool legs, because they will sink. And I'll throw in a picture of when mine sunk really bad and it was like the worst. But again, look at that flow, pushing that thing fast. So we're gonna go ahead and vacuum. So stay tuned if you just want a little, you know, tutorial on how I vacuum. It's super easy, I promise. It won't even take long. And since I don't have a skimmer, I was going to show you guys, I do have to come through and just unscrew those, and I'm going to be using one of these for vacuuming anyways. But they do get, you know, they get stuff in them because a skimmer would be catching all that stuff. But at least this thing catches some of it. So we will vacuum and then we will backwash and rinse real quick, which is also really easy, but sometimes it can feel daunting. So yeah, I try to keep this video short, but let's get to vacuuming. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get this pool nice and clean. Let's get a before shot. Alright, before vacuuming, filter off. Ooh. Definitely needs some vacuuming. Alright, pool friends, so you only need a few things to vacuum your pool. Okay? You need this to go screw over your intake. You take the cover off, you screw this on. This came with my skimmer that I don't use. This is an intex skimmer. So yeah, but it's a vacuum hose attachment, so I'll try to find one and link one in the description for you guys. But yeah, this one came with my skimmer, which you should get too. Then you need this thing that's already in the pool. You need a vacuum hose. Definitely have that linked below. They're not super expensive. And same with this. All this stuff is affordable. This is an extender pole. Okay. It's funny because something like this, it seems simple, but when I went to first do it, I was so intimidated. So I'm here for you. So this goes onto here. Push the buttons to click it in to lock. Lock. Okay, now we're going to wait for our hose to come around. Alright, so you want to submerge your hose. We're going to do that after. Okay. So this happens to have some like leftover duct tape residue, so it helps it stay in there. I know that's gross. Okay, so this is going to go down to the bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the air out of the hose. I want the whole thing to go to the bottom. And all you have to do to do that is just push. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm pushing the hose underwater till I get to the end. And the air is going to come out. So underwater it goes. That was it. The air came out. So now I'm going to take it, I'm going to attach it over there, and then I'm going to come back for you. So hang on. Alright, so if you have two intakes like I do, intakes, you have two things that suck water into your pump, right? I do. I have two. You can cover one to get a stronger suck, but what's going to happen is when that thing gets clogged up with stuff that you're sucking out, it's going to cause an issue with your pump not getting any flow. So I just leave the other one open. It still sucks great, so let's check it out. Just going to turn it on. Oh, and it came off the side. No! Okay, so now we're going, and if the pool is really nasty, I would filter on waste sometimes, which means that it just goes right out of your pool. I probably should do that with the sand. When I hit the sand in the middle, I'm going to turn it to waste. But for now, I'm just gonna roll over these spots of dirt that don't come out with the net. And normally every time we swim, we make a whirlpool, and that just means swimming around in circles. And that brings all the leaves and stuff to the middle, and then I'm able to just scoop it out. Alright, so this is making a heck of a lot of noise right now. So let's just pop it off. And this is always hard to film because it tries to get away from me. Yep, we're clogged up. So if you can see, it's just totally covered. Hey, look out, dog. So I'm just going to do that. Close it back up. And smoosh it back on there. So I'm sure that they have connectors that work better than this, because this is not actually what this is made for, but it works for me. Okay. So yeah, we're looking good. I'm going to finish vacuuming and then show you guys the end product. So there's a few big leaves in there that I didn't get because they're not going to go through the thing anyways. Still got some stuff floating on the top, but as far as like the dirt on the bottom, that's all good. That's what I wanted to get. Still a little bit of sand in the middle, but not as bad. So yeah, now I'm going to show you real quick how we backwash. So we just turn it off, and then we turn it to backwash. So the water's going to come straight out, so that is taking all the dirt and stuff out of the sand and forcing it out. So this is important. I do this like every 3 days or so, maybe every other day. Maybe it's excessive, I don't care. So maybe like 30 seconds of this, because you are losing water. And you can kind of see the water start to run clear. You're going to turn it off again. Then this is important. You want to rinse your sand. So you want to move it to rinse. And then just another 15 seconds. That's going to run clear, and that's it. Alright, then we're going to put it back to filter. And we're going to keep on trucking. Created a flood over here. So I'm going to go ahead and we are leaking bad down here. I need to get a look at that. I think I have a leak down there. Fun times. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here though, guys. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this. Ooh. I don't want to lose that though. I'm always afraid a dog's going to chew that up. I'm going to put the guard back on here, and then I'm going to see about these so-called leaks I might have going on here. But there she is, nice and clean. So my kids can have a friend over tomorrow and have a great time. So happy swimming, you guys. It's totally worth it. And stay tuned for some more pool videos.